Sanford and Son was celebrated for its sharp humor, bold characters, and unfiltered approach to real-life issues. But not everything made it to air without stirring controversy. In this video, we uncover the infamous scene that the show's producers tried to hide. Before diving into the scene and the backlash it sparked, let's first explore the groundbreaking impact Sanford and Son had on television history. Sanford and Son was a popular American sitcom that aired from 1972 to 1977. Created by Norman Lear and Bud Yorkin, it was based on a British show called Steptoe and Son. The story followed Fred G. Sanford, a grumpy widowed junk dealer in the Watts area of Los Angeles, and his son, Lamont, who worked with him in their small junk business. Fred, played by Redd Foxx, became a standout character, known for his sharp tongue and funny outbursts. His dramatic fake heart attacks and the line, "I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth," in memory of his late wife, became unforgettable parts of the show. The character was inspired by Foxx's real-life brother, Fred Glenn Sanford Jr., who died in 1965. Before the show, Redd Foxx had already made a name for himself as a bold stand-up comedian. He was famous for his raw, uncensored style during the Civil Rights era, and was often called the King of the Party Records for releasing over 50 comedy albums. His stage name came from his reddish hair and baseball player Jimmy Foxx. Even though he was successful in nightclubs, Foxx was unsure about doing TV at first. He was under contract with the Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas, but his manager tore up the deal so he could take the TV opportunity, a bold choice that changed Foxx's life. Sanford and Son turned Foxx into a major star. He appeared in every episode except for 9 in 1974 during a contract disagreement with NBC. The show was a huge hit and became NBC's top-rated half-hour series at the time. Foxx earned several award nominations, including 4 Golden Globes, winning 1 in 1973 and 3 Emmys. His mix of humor and heart gave the show a way to explore racial and financial struggles with both laughter and substance. After Sanford and Son, Foxx continued acting in shows like The Redd Foxx Show and The Royal Family, where he played Della Reese's husband and Lawrence Tate's grandfather. He also appeared in films such as Cotton Comes to Harlem, 1970, Norman, Is That You, 1976, and Harlem Nights, 1989, alongside Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. Even with his TV success, Foxx stayed committed to stand-up comedy. He kept performing in clubs and once shared that, while people expected him to act like his TV character on stage, he preferred keeping his stand-up honest and full of substance, just like when he started. In his later years, Foxx faced several challenges. Financial troubles followed him, partly due to poor management and the ups and downs of show business. His health also declined, and he died of a heart attack on October 11, 1991, at the age of 68. Despite these setbacks, his impact remained strong. In 1992, he was honored with a star on the St. Louis Walk of Fame, and in 2004, he was ranked 24th in Comedy Central Presents, 100 greatest stand-ups of all time. His influence on comedy and black representation in entertainment continues to be felt. His character Fred Sanford is still seen as one of television's greatest, earning the 36th spot on TV Guide's list in 1999. Now let's talk about Whitman Mayo, best known for playing Grady Wilson on the hit 1970s show Sanford and Son. Grady quickly became a beloved character and added to the show's cultural impact. Although Mayo was only in his early 40s at the time, he played the much older Grady with such charm and believability that viewers fully embraced him. As Fred Sanford's gentle and sometimes clueless best friend, Grady offered a funny and calming balance to Fred's loud and fiery personality. His catchphrases, like "good goobly goop," made him a fan favorite during the show's run from 1972 to 1977. Mayo's path to the spotlight wasn't typical. Before joining Sanford and Son, he acted with the New Lafayette Theater in New York and held jobs as a probation officer and counselor to support his family. His acting career was still developing when a friend connected him with Norman Lear's team. Initially, Mayo wasn't interested. He was focused on managing artists and running a literary agency. But he eventually gave it a shot. And what began as a one-time role became a recurring part. When Redd Foxx left during a contract dispute, Mayo stepped in as the lead for 6 episodes. His performance helped keep the show afloat. While the role of Grady made him a household name, it also led to typecasting. The old man image stuck, limiting later roles. Still, Mayo embraced the character. He starred in the spin-off Grady, 1975, about his character moving to Beverly Hills, though it lasted only one season. He reprised Grady in Sanford Arms, 1977, and Sanford, 1981, but neither matched the original show's success. Outside television, Mayo stayed active. He opened a travel agency in Inglewood for financial stability, later moving to Georgia, where he taught drama at Clark Atlanta University. He passed away in 2001, leaving a lasting mark on American TV. LaWanda Page, born Alberta Richmond on October 19, 1920 in Cleveland, Ohio, became famous for playing Esther Anderson, better known as Aunt Esther, on Sanford and Son. Her Bible-toting, sharp-tongued character became one of TV's most iconic comic figures. Though Sanford and Son was LaWanda Page's big break, her career spanned over 60 years. She worked as a comedian, actress, and dancer. Her style mixed bold humor, cultural insight, and signifying, a clever and playful form of speech rooted in Black traditions. Her work had true substance, and her voice still stands out in comedy history. Before her television fame, Page had already built a strong background in entertainment. She was raised in St. Louis, Missouri, where she went to school with Redd Foxx. She started her career as a nightclub performer, first doing magic tricks, then moving into stand-up comedy. Her late-night routines were bold and edgy, especially for the 1960s. She recorded several adult-themed comedy albums for Laugh Records, known for raw, uncensored humor. These performances earned her nicknames like the Queen of Comedy and the Black Queen of Comedy, showing her strong presence in Black comedy circles. Her move to television came with hesitation and challenges. Page had no formal acting training and was unsure about taking on the role of Aunt Esther, but Redd Foxx insisted she was perfect for it. Producers initially wanted to replace her, but Foxx stood by her. Page admitted she was nervous at first and feared letting people down. At the same time, she was caring for her elderly mother, which added to the pressure. Still, she stayed grounded and never changed her lifestyle, even as her fame grew. Her strong connection to family and humility remained clear. Aunt Esther quickly became a fan favorite. Her fiery arguments with Fred Sanford brought big laughs and became a key part of the show. With her strong faith, sharp tongue, and soft moments, Aunt Esther added depth to the series and gave viewers a rich picture of Black family life. The role made Page widely known and led to appearances in spin-offs like Sanford Arms and Sanford, though these did not last long. After Sanford and Son, Page continued acting in TV and film. She often played characters similar to Aunt Esther, tough, funny older women. She appeared in shows like Martin, Family Matters, The Sinbad Show, and 227, as well as movies like Friday, The Meteor Man, and Don't Be a Menace to South Central, while drinking your juice in the hood. Her ability to adjust her style to different roles and audiences showed her talent and lasting appeal. Despite all her success, LaWanda Page still faced the challenge of typecasting. Aunt Esther was such a strong and memorable character that it often overshadowed her other work. Still, she chose to embrace the role and its impact. She knew how important it was to open doors for Black women in comedy and television. Page also used her voice to speak up for fair pay and better opportunities for Black performers, helping push for more equality in the industry. LaWanda Page passed away on September 14, 2002. She left behind a legacy as a trailblazer who brought humor, strength, and real substance to the portrayal of Black women on television. Don Bexley was another standout from Sanford and Son, best known for playing Bubba Bexley. He was a versatile entertainer whose love for the arts started early. His father was a Bible scholar and teacher, and his mother was a classical singer. This creative background helped shape his passion for performing. Bexley began his career in the 1940s as a stand-up comedian in upstate New York. He toured widely and shared the stage with legends like Milton Berle and Henny Youngman. He broke new ground as the first Black stand-up comic to perform in the Borscht Belt hotel circuit, a big deal at a time of strong racial barriers. He also danced with Sammy Davis Jr. and was part of a group called 3 Shades of Rhythm. Before television, he acted in live theater across Los Angeles and New York, sharpening his stage skills. His big TV break came later in life. In 1969, after a trip to Europe, Bexley appeared with Red Fox in the movie Cotton Comes to Harlem. When Foxx landed the role of Fred Sanford, he personally pushed for Bexley to be cast as Bubba. At 62 and with no TV experience, Bexley was given the role. His warm laugh, relaxed style, and natural chemistry with Foxx made him a fan favorite. He added humor and heart to the show, which became one of the top programs from 1972 to 1977. After Sanford and Son ended, Don Bexley returned as Bubba in Sanford Arms, 1977, a follow-up that did not include Red Fox or Demon Wilson. The show did not last long, but Bexley continued acting. He appeared in popular shows like Cheers, Hunter, T.J. Hooker, and Hill Street Blues. He also had film roles in What's Up, Doc? And Uptown Saturday Night. While Bubba remained his most famous character, Bexley proved he had the talent to take on other roles. He passed away on April 15, 1997, in Hampton, Virginia, from heart and kidney failure at the age of 87. His humor, warmth, and substance made him a respected figure in Black television history. If you are enjoying this video, appreciate it by giving it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. Turning to Fred Sanford's son, Demon Wilson, who is best known for playing Lamont Sanford, the calm and practical son who often clashed with his father's wild ideas. Wilson's journey to Sanford and Son included both acting and military service. He served in the United States Army during the Vietnam War from 1966 to 1968, where he was wounded and returned as a decorated veteran. After the war, Wilson struggled to find steady acting work, but roles on shows like Mission Impossible and All in the Family helped raise his profile. Although Johnny Brown was originally considered for the role of Lamont, Wilson landed it because Brown was committed to another show, Laugh-In. On the show, Wilson's character helped balance Fred Sanford's bold personality. Lamont was the voice of reason, often trying to keep his father's schemes in check. Wilson's calm delivery and strong screen presence gave the show a sense of stability and made their father-son relationship both funny and relatable. Their real-life friendship, built on shared Harlem roots, added depth to their on-screen connection. Over time, they grew from mentor and student into close friends. In 1974, when Red Fox left the show over a pay dispute, Wilson stepped in as the lead, sharing the spotlight with Whitman Mayo's character, Grady. Although Foxx returned the following year, Wilson's brief time as the central figure showed his ability to carry the show. Later, when the series was revived as Sanford in 1980, Wilson chose not to return, marking a major shift in his career. After Sanford and Son, Wilson continued acting and starred in the CBS sitcom Baby, I'm Back. However, over time, he began moving away from mainstream entertainment. In 1984, he became an ordained minister, reflecting a deep personal change and a desire to serve others. He also wrote books and became a motivational speaker, using his life story to inspire people in both faith and personal growth. Wilson's career came with challenges. He was hurt when he found out through the news, instead of directly from Red Fox, that Foxx had left the show. Still, Wilson held no grudge and continued to respect his former co-star. Like many actors tied to a single famous role, he faced typecasting, which limited his future roles. Yet the character of Lamont and the substance Wilson brought to it left a lasting mark on television history. Even so, Wilson found purpose beyond acting. Becoming a minister and author helped him reshape how the public saw him. His memoir, Second Banana, shares stories from his time on Sanford and Son and offers insight into his relationship with Foxx. The book reflects Wilson's thoughtful and resilient nature. Gregory Sierra was another standout from Sanford and Son, best known as Julio Fuentes, Fred Sanford's Puerto Rican neighbor. He was born on January 25, 1937, in Manhattan and raised in Spanish Harlem. Sierra was brought up by an aunt after his parents stepped away from his upbringing. After serving in the U.S. Air Force, he got into acting by chance. He had gone to an audition with a friend, given an impromptu performance, and was accepted into acting school. That moment sparked a long and successful career in film, television, and theater. Sierra's role as Julio on Sanford and Son brought him national attention. Though Fred often made bigoted remarks about Julio, Sierra gave the character heart and strength. He played Julio with pride and dignity. Offering a positive image of Puerto Rican culture at a time when such roles were rare, his performance added cultural depth to the show and gave audiences a more diverse view of life in the Watts neighborhood. After Sanford and Son, Sierra continued to thrive on television. One of his most well-known roles was as Detective Sergeant Miguel Chano Amenguale on the sitcom Barney Miller. His passionate and emotional portrayal added depth to the show, even though he left after the second season. Sierra went on to appear in many other TV series, including The Flying Nun, AES Hudson Street, Soap, Hill Street Blues, Miami Vice, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Murder, She Wrote, and The X-Files. His roles often reflected his Latino background, but he avoided playing flat or stereotypical characters. Sierra also appeared in several well-known films. He had roles in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Papillon, The Towering Inferno, Hot Shots, Part 2, and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. While many of these were supporting parts, he brought depth and presence to each one. He was also featured in The Other Side of the Wind, a film released in 2018 after being in production for decades. This project further showed the range and substance of his long career. He retired from acting in 2018 when he began having trouble remembering his lines. Even after stepping away from the spotlight, Gregory Sierra remained deeply respected. He passed away from cancer on January 4th, 2021, in Laguna Woods, California, at the age of 83. His career, marked by talent, dignity, and real substance, continues to inspire audiences today. Melvin Edwards Slappy. White's journey into entertainment began early. As a child, he reportedly ran away to join the circus and danced for coins outside the Royal Theater by the age of 10. At 13, he left Baltimore with a traveling carnival, earning money as a tap dancer before being returned to his family. His nickname, Slappy, came from a theater manager who once billed him and a friend as Slappin' Happy after a talent contest. White started out as a dancer and later moved into comedy around 1940. He performed in dance duos like Two Zephyrs and Lewis and White, sharing the stage with jazz legends such as Louis Armstrong, Lionel Hampton, and Count Basie. His solo comedy career took off in 1951 when singer Dinah Washington invited him to open her shows after hearing his jokes. He toured with her for 4 years before becoming a Las Vegas headliner. During that time, he broke an unspoken rule by including white people in his comedy routines, which led to a brief firing. Washington stood by him and threatened to cancel her act, which led to his return. In the 1950s and 1960s, White became a well-known name on the Chitlin circuit and often worked with Red Foxx. Their long-standing friendship laid the foundation for their natural chemistry on Sanford and Son, where White appeared as Melvin, a friend of Fred Sanford. While he wasn't a main character, his appearances added charm and energy to the show's ensemble cast. Outside of Sanford and Son, White had a steady career in both television and film. He appeared in shows like That's My Mama, Blossom, and Sybil. His film roles included The Man from ORGY, Amazing Grace, Amazon Women on the Moon, and Mr. Saturday Night. He also featured in a number of television specials throughout his career. White was also known for using his comedy to speak on social issues. One of his most powerful routines, Brotherhood Creed, used a black glove and a white glove to promote racial equality. This performance earned praise from President John F. Kennedy and was even delivered before the Massachusetts State Senate in 1965. White also stood out for avoiding offensive material in his act, which was uncommon for comedians of his era. Like many black entertainers of his time, White faced challenges as he navigated racial barriers in the industry. Still, his ability to transition from dancing to comedy and then acting showed his resilience and range. His marriage to Laverne Baker, a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, also reflected his deep roots in the entertainment world. Slappy White passed away on November 7, 1995, at the age of 74 in Brigantine, New Jersey. He is remembered for his trailblazing work in comedy, his meaningful performances, and his message of unity. Sanford and Son was a groundbreaking show that helped change how African American life was shown on television. It was one of the first major sitcoms with a mostly black cast to become both widely popular and critically respected. The show aired during a time of major social change in the United States. Instead of focusing directly on politics, it told everyday stories with humor and heart. Unlike its predecessor, All in the Family, Sanford and Son used relatable characters and real-life struggles to explore family life, money problems, and personal growth. This made it both impactful and beloved by many. The show also received a number of awards and nominations. Sanford and Son earned several Primetime Emmy nominations during its run. Red Foxx was nominated multiple times for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series in 1972, 1973, and 1974. The show itself was nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series in 1972 and 1973. One episode, Earthquake 2, was recognized for Outstanding Achievement in Videotape Editing in 1976. The Golden Globes also honored the show, with Foxx receiving nominations for Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, and the show being nominated for Best TV Show in 1974. In 1972, Foxx won an NAACP Image Award for Best Actor in a Drama or Comedy Series, showing the show's cultural impact in the Black community. When it came to ratings, Sanford and Son was a major hit. It consistently ranked in the Nielsen Top 10, even though it aired on Friday nights, a slot often seen as tough for attracting viewers. The show reached as high as number 2 in the 1972 to 73 and 1974 to 75 seasons, just behind All in the Family, which was also produced by Norman Lear. Its popularity helped open the door for other Black-led sitcoms like Good Times and The Jeffersons, also created by Lear and Bud Yorkin. This marked a big step forward in diversifying television in America. Critics praised Sanford and Son not only for its humor, but also for its long-lasting influence. Fred Sanford, with his loud, stubborn, yet lovable personality, became a model for future TV fathers. The show's ability to mix clever social commentary with simple, broad comedy helped it stay relevant through the years. It received a TV Land Award in 2008 and was inducted into the Online Film and Television Association's TV Hall of Fame in 2017, proving its place as a true television classic. Now, let's turn to Bud Yorkin, one of the main producers behind Sanford and Son. Born in 1926 in Washington, Pennsylvania, Yorkin first studied electrical engineering at Carnegie Tech. But during his time in the U.S. Navy in World War II, he discovered a love for comedy and entertainment while writing comedy sketches. After the war, he joined NBC in 1949 as an engineer. He stood out by writing program critiques and sharing fresh ideas with NBC managers. His dedication paid off when he was promoted to production, starting as a stage manager and later becoming a director on shows like The Colgate Comedy Hour and The Dinah Shore Show. In 1958, Yorkin teamed up with Norman Lear to start Tandem Productions, a company that helped shape American television. Together, they created major shows like All in the Family, Maude, The Jeffersons, and Sanford and Son. They were known for turning British sitcoms into bold American stories with humor that tackled social issues. While Lear focused on shows filmed in Los Angeles, Yorkin managed Sanford and Son in Burbank. This gave Yorkin room to shape the show's style, a mix of comedy, emotion, and light social messages. Unlike Lear's shows, which often leaned into heavier drama, Yorkin kept things lighter, but still filled with substance. His work on Sanford and Son earned him praise, including several Emmy nominations. Earlier in his career, he won 3 Emmys for directing and writing the musical special An Evening with Fred Astaire and for directing the Jack Benny program. In 1999, Yorkin and Lear were honored with the Women in Film Lucy Award for improving how women were portrayed on TV. Yorkin was also inducted into the Television Hall of Fame in 2002. After Sanford and Son, Yorkin's career kept moving forward. When his partnership with Lear ended in 1983, he started Bud Yorkin Productions. He tried to build on Sanford and Son with a spin-off called Grady, but it didn't take off. In 1976, he co-founded Toy Productions with Saul Turtletaub and Bernie Orenstein, who had worked with him before. Toy had success with shows like What's Happening and Carter Country. Columbia Pictures Television later bought the company in 1979. Yorkin didn't just work in TV, he also made several films. He directed Come Blow Your Horn, 1963, with Frank Sinatra and Divorce American Style, 1967, which got an Oscar nomination for its screenplay. He also directed Start the Revolution Without Me, 1970, and Twice in a Lifetime, 1985, showing how easily he could move between TV and film. His range and creativity gave his work real substance. Sadly, Yorkin passed away in 2015 at age 89. He left behind a strong legacy as a director and producer who changed how comedy and representation were done on television. One of the most talked about moments in Sanford and Son came in the 1974 episode, Fred Sanford, Legal Eagle. In this courtroom scene, Fred, played by Red Foxx, tries to defend his son Lamont over a traffic ticket. Looking at the mostly black crowd in court, Fred jokes, "There's enough racial slur in here to make a Tarzan movie." Though the studio audience laughed, the joke sparked outrage among viewers and critics. Many believed it went too far by using a racial slur and spreading harmful stereotypes. It raised questions about where to draw the line between humor and offense, even in a show known for its bold substance. Understanding the scene's context is key. Fred Sanford often used humor to deal with racism, blending sarcasm with sharp commentary. In the courtroom, he challenges the arresting officer for racial profiling, pointing out how often black drivers are unfairly targeted. When the black judge tries to keep order, Fred keeps pushing back, saying, "A black man ain't got a chance down here." When the judge reminds him that he too is black, Fred responds, "Well, you the judge, that doesn't count." The scene mixes humor with a serious critique of racism in the justice system. Still, many viewers and advocacy groups saw the racial slur as unacceptable. While the live audience laughed, reflecting the time's different views, others were offended. The line was later cut from reruns, showing a shift in public awareness about racial language on TV. The moment sparked debates on how far comedy can go, especially in shows that center black experiences. Some critics felt that instead of challenging racism, this joke only reinforced stereotypes. Other episodes also included language now seen as problematic. In Mama's Baby, Papa's Maybe, Aunt Esther shouts a racial slur after hearing shocking news, which was later changed in syndication to, "What did you say, sucka?" In another episode, Fred insults a bride's family by calling them a bunch of jive N-words, a line that was also removed later. These examples show how the show often used racially charged jokes that were once accepted but have since been reconsidered. The controversy did not stop with the jokes. Most of Sanford and Son scripts were written by white writers trying to portray life in a black neighborhood. This caused tension. Red Foxx, the show's star, often said the dialogue did not sound like how black people really spoke. This led to clashes behind the scenes and raised concerns about the show's authenticity. Despite these issues, Sanford and Son was still praised for using comedy to highlight serious issues like racism, poverty, and family struggles. But its bold approach also made some audiences and network executives uneasy. The courtroom scene became one of the show's most talked about moments, and some say it played a role in the show's eventual cancellation. It marked a point where pushing boundaries in comedy came at a cost, even for a show filled with substance. What are your thoughts on these infamous scenes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content.